All right, thanks, Ben. Ghouls and goblins are not just in haunted houses. They're also terrifying tales from the baseball diamond and beyond. Joining me this morning to tell us more about them is local author of the book Field of Screams, Dan Gordon. Good morning, Dan. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Talk about the reason why you chose this path. A lot of sports books out there, I suppose, but most of your books, it seems, have kind of a haunted theme to them.
Well, I grew up in Seekonk, so definitely grew up with the Red Sox and superstition. So
I can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually a few years ago I wrote a book on Cape Cod ghost stories, and it got me interested, wondering whether these stories also exist in the game of baseball. It's so steeped in history and tradition and superstition, so it just kind of seemed natural to want to explore that.
Talk about in the research that you've done. What did you find about some of these? Like you said, these superstitious type themes. We know around here, we put our socks on a certain way every morning if you're a Red Sox fan before they won that World Series, just to sort of break a curse.
Well, I mean, we ended up interviewing players. We interviewed over 1,000 players, and basically over and over again we just heard about certain ballparks and hotels and spring trading sites, and Yankee Stadium came up again and again. Players believing that, like the ball would drop in, the ghost helped out, the ghost of Babe Ruth. And,
We've heard that a few times around here.
Yeah.
What was one of the most interesting, like if you could pick out one story that you heard, you were like, whoa, it really kind of blew you away?
Well, there's a hotel that actually the Paw Sox stay in a couple times per year, the Lackawanna Hotel. It's a Scranton Wilkes-Barre team. And players there, they see really bizarre stuff. And Roy Halladay told us about, fleeing out of the room in the middle of the night.
Really?
One of the weirdest stories we heard was, a few players saying that they saw a teenager turn his head around 180 degrees.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and so.
So here's the book right here, Field of Screams, and you have a book signing tonight. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's at Barnes & Noble. I'll be talking I believe at 7 p.m., and just sharing some stories from the book and telling how I wrote it.
Where can people get this? Or all your books, too, because you've written a few.
Yeah, they're pretty much everywhere in all the bookstores. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, tonight, what night, Barnes & Nobles?
Tonight, actually.
Tonight, okay,
yeah.
7 o'clock tonight, Barnes & Nobles in Warwick. You can meet the author and pick up a copy of the book right there, Field of Screams. For information on this book and all of his books, just check out our website, foxprovidence.com.